I'm back with more art you can do when you're bored. I'm going to show you 8 easy kawaii style ideas that are perfect for beginners, and I'll also share a simple hack that makes drawing animals way easier. Today's video, it's all about inspiration for when you are completely bored and you have no idea what to draw. And I'll be completing these in Procreate, but you can use any art medium that you want. You can use a paper and a pencil or anything that you have. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to be using Instagram's new ratio for their grid size, which is 1080 pixels by 1350 pixels. So maybe that'll help. I know a lot of people are struggling with the new ratio for the grid on their Instagram. So let's go ahead and give it a try and see how it works out. And additionally, I'm going to be using my Procreate brush pack called Kawaii Essentials Brush Set and Drawing Kit. It's perfect if you're just getting started with kawaii art, but it's also great if you have a lot of experience with kawaii illustration. It includes a lot of the essential brushes for creating kawaii art, but it also includes a lot of stamps just for inspiration and just to add some cute little details to your illustrations. And it's really great to help you get started. This first illustration is just going to be some cute kawaii hearts. So let's go ahead and sketch out a cute kawaii heart. So to do my sketch, I'm going to start off with my crayon liner, and I'm in my kawaii color palette that comes with the kawaii brush set and drawing kit, and I'm just going to use purple. And for my sketch, I'm going to turn down the opacity. I'm just going to draw out the first half of my heart here. Make life even easier by flipping it and lining it up and just centering it. And then I'll just pinch those together so it makes one layer. And then we'll give her some eyes and a little mouth. Definitely add some cheeks. And then we'll add some like shine marks and some shadow to this as we add more detail to this. So I'm just going to turn this down a little bit more, and let's go ahead and add our actual lining to this. So I'm just going to use brown as my actual liner to my illustration, and I'm going to switch to my smooth liner 80. So I'll add a new layer above that and go ahead and complete that. And for these smaller details, I'm going to use my smooth liner 40. So now I've got the basic shape of my heart completed. I'm going to go ahead and do the color fill and add some details and shine marks and some shadows. Just to make her a little bit more expressive, I'm going to add some eyebrows. And the great part of this illustration is you can duplicate the basic shape of your heart as many times as you want and create a whole pattern full of these cute kawaii hearts. And this is a great thing to do when you're bored because you can just change the expression on each of them and you have a whole slew of cute things that you can draw really easily and pretty effortlessly. So the next illustration is something that I love to draw when I'm bored, and that is food. I especially love to draw it when I'm bored or I'm having one of those I'm bored cravings, and usually I crave sweets. And so let's draw a cute donut. So really simple donut illustration. So I'm just going to add a new layer up of that and do the lining. I'm going to go to my smooth liner 40 for the lining of my donut. And I might do the smooth liner 20 for some of those finer details. And then I'll use this round outline monoline brush for the sprinkles. And now I'll do the color fill for my donut. So I'm just going to switch to the smooth liner 80 just to make this go more quickly. Just in case you don't know the trick to making really simple shadows and shine or shadows and highlights to your illustrations, what I do is I add a layer above my color fill layer, and then I will change the blending mode to multiply for a shadow and then screen for a highlight. That way I can just use that same color that I had used originally. So I use this blue for the frosting, and I could use the same color to make a shadow and the same color to make a highlight. So now I'm just gonna fill in the little sprinkles for my donut. So there's a cute, happy little donut. Perfect to draw when you're bored. I draw so many donuts all the time. I don't know why. They're just fun, and sometimes it's all you need, especially if you don't have a donut nearby and you really want one. Just draw one. It's just as fun, and you can just get one later when you get a chance. And sticking with the food theme, another great food to draw when you're bored is cupcakes, because there's so much you can do with them and you can have a lot of fun drawing them. So let's go ahead and sketch one of those out. So here's my little sketch of a little cupcake. And the thing about this size of canvas now, like if you're wanting to make this and put it on Instagram, you have a lot more space to draw. And so that's not really a bad thing. So I think I can get over this whole change of Instagram size. Will be just fine. So for this one, I'm not going to do a lining. I'm just going to do a color fill. So let's go ahead and just do that. And I'm just going to choose some random colors to fill this in. And for this one, when I add a new layer, I am going to put my sketch on top because there's a lot more different layers to this one. We have our face on top of our cupcake liner, and those are going to be different colors. So I want to be able to see those through what I fill in. Having my sketch on top is going to be useful for that. There's a cute little cupcake. You can add as many details as you want to this. You can add sprinkles to it using that round outline monoline brush, or even just a regular monoline brush. Since we're not doing an outline on this one, sprinkles can just be simple little cute sprinkles too. Another cute one to do when you're bored. Another thing I love to draw when I'm bored is just finding things in nature, just random stuff in nature to make friends. So I'm going to start off with some cloud friends. So I finished my sketch. I've got a little cloud girl here with a cloud bow in her hair and a little cloud boy here, and they're just holding hands and they're just some cute cloud friends. So I'm just gonna finish this one up by putting that sketch on top and then doing my lining and filling at the bottom. And for this one, I'm going to use my fluffy liners for this. I'm going to start off with my fluffy liner 20. I will use the dark brown to do my lining, and then I will do my color fill after that. And I'll just stick with that fluffy liner type of brush. So now I've got my little cloud buddies. What I want to do now is I'm going to actually add a background to this one, and I want to add a little bit of a gradient background, just kind of make it seem like a pretty sunset. So I'm just going to choose a couple colors here, and I am going to venture out of my Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit, and I am going to use my soft brush. It's in the airbrushing tab. It really does help with creating some pretty gradients. So I will start off with this kind of peachy color and go into an orange and then head into a yellow. And then I will go to adjustments and then Gaussian blur and turn up that Gaussian blur, make it even more gradient. And now we've got some cute cloud friends, and I did go with blue for boy, pink for girl, because why not? It's super cute, and this is a great way to just draw something friendly and upbuilding and sweet. So for this next illustration, I'm going to stick with that friendship and nature theme, and I'm going to draw some friendly planets, and just because it's cute, I love drawing a space theme. So here's my cute little planets. Now I'm going to do my color fill. I'll add a layer below this. And I've got little stars in the sky. I'll probably use some of my stamps to add even more stars in the sky. But let's go ahead and just do the color fill. I'll do that same thing where I just add a layer for each area of color fill, add a layer above that, and use a clipping mask and change the blending mode to add some shine and some highlight and some shadow. So before I add my stars, I just want to make a background, and I want it to be kind of like a dark background so that it'll be more like space. I'm going to grab this blue here. I'm going to go to my color disc here and then just find a very dark blue and drop that in. I'm not really liking that color, so just, yeah, I kind of like the sort of more gray black instead of that teal bluish black. So now I can add some stars, and I'm just going to do these in white, and I will go to my stamps that I have, and I'll go down the stars, and I'll just pick some random stars that I like, vary them in size a little bit, not too big, kind of make them smaller in spots. Just a fun way to use those stamps. And now I'll turn off my sketch. And if you want, you can drag and drop a color fill on some of these stars. You can do some of them or all of them, leave some of them empty, and then color fill the other ones just to add some variation to it. You can even add some shine marks here and there to show that the stars are shining. Some cute little space friends. Now we're going to draw a couple kawaii animal illustration, and here's my hack to make drawing cute animals way easier, and that's drawing your kawaii animals in something. And why that's a hack is because all you have to draw is usually just the top half of your cute kawaii animal, and then draw them in something that's fairly simple to illustrate. So in this first illustration, I'm going to draw a cute cat in a teacup. I'm going to be drawing a cute cat face, and then teacups are fairly simple to draw, like teacups and mugs. Super easy to illustrate. So if you're trying to get better at your kawaii animal illustrations, this is a great way to get better and practice, and even just make it easy for yourself, not make things too complicated. This is a great hack for doing that. So here's my sketch, and you can see I only had to draw the upper half of my little kitty, and the rest is just a teacup. Teacups have a much simpler shape to them than a cat's bottom half. So that's a great way to cut down your effort. Now I'll just line and color fill this. super cute, super simple. Cut my drawing time in half by putting him in a little teacup, and I think he's super cute. This is going to be another version of that method, but this time we're going to wrap our little kawaii animal in a blanket. So I'm just going to draw a little kawaii doggy and wrap him in a blanket. And so again, effectively cutting our illustration in half a little bit by just drawing his face and his paws, and then the rest of him is going to be under a blanket. For my color fill on this one, I'm gonna make life way easier, and I'm just gonna drag and drop. I'm not gonna do any shading. I'm just gonna do a quick method to color fill my illustration. Another really cute kawaii illustration of an animal, and again, using that method of putting them in something so you don't have to draw the entire animal, just their cute little face, and then add another cute element. This time it was a cozy little blanket, and it's a really fun, quick thing to draw. A great thing you can do if you're bored or you're needing an idea of what to draw. Just draw a series of animals in different things, and you'll spend a lot of time having fun drawing these. Another trick to making a really cute kawaii style drawing is drawing super chunky versions of animals. And that's going to really simplify how you draw them because the anatomy is way more simplified, and it's super cute. And this illustration is going to be some stacked chunky animals. So it's not just going to be one, it's going to kind of add a little bit more interest to the illustration by stacking 3 chunky animals on top of each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw cute chunky polar bears, and I'm going to stack 3 of them one on top of another. And so what I'll do is I'll just draw one, and then I'll multiply it so I can just simplify it even more, but it's going to be quick and fun. So here's my sketch, and I'll go ahead and complete this illustration, but it's kind of got a little bit of a We Bare Bears vibe to it, which I love. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the lining and the color fill. So now I'm just going to flatten my lining and my color fill, and I'll multiply this 2 more times, and then I'll stack them one on top of another. And to make this even more kawaii, I'm going to miniaturize them a little bit. It kind of is going to add a little bit more cuteness to it. Stacked chunky polar bears, super cute and fun. You can do this with any animal, any person, any subject. Just make it in a chunky style. It ups the cute, and it makes it way easier to draw. So I hope these examples inspired you to give them a try. I love kawaii illustration when I'm bored. It's simple and oh so fun. If you want to try more kawaii illustrations, go ahead and click on the link in the screen, and you'll be taken to my playlist where I share tons of kawaii illustration ideas. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!